Hello everyone, how's it going today? Hope that you're all having a good day. And it's a good weekend, it's super sunny here. So, hope everybody else has the same kind of weather. Good morning! I guess it's kind of afternoon for me. It's like midday. But good morning, how's everybody doing today? Let me know, I'm just going to turn down the music a little bit. I'm not sure what the sound levels are like, so you'll have to let me know. But hello! For anybody who doesn't know, hi, I'm Shayleen. I'm a 3D artist in the UK. And we're going to be doing another sculpting demo today. This time on ears, which was the next one that was voted for. So we're going to work on ears today because I was going to do it next week, but I'm moving house, so I'm not going to be here for the next 2 weeks. So I encourage anybody who wants to join in. I want to turn down the music, but I can't get to my thing. One minute, let's open up Photoshop and then do it. There we go. Haha. Oh, internet. So, goddamn. I have internet issues. I'm so sorry if stuff crashes or it goes down. Let's hope it doesn't. So, just to start off the stream, in case anybody knows, I still get asked the question, so I'm gonna, and maybe it's the way I'm pronouncing it, but I'm just gonna say, if you want to know what this is, if you want to know what this window is that has all the images, if you want to know where it is, where can I get it, how do I download it, what is it called? Just so you know, it's called PureRef, and that's the name that you type in to find it. PureRef. I'm not sure if I'm saying it weird or anything like that, but it's called PureRef. Okay. I'm gonna do this at the beginning of the stream, every stream. It's called PureRef. Okay. Let's go. Just in case you forgot. Yeah? We good? Just to make sure. We're all cool? It's called PureRef. PyroRef? Yeah. So how's it called? Just in case you guys wanted to know. It's called PureRef. Okay, sweet, we're good. So, let's get this started. Doo-doo, doo. Give me a you. It needs to be a MooBot command. I mean, if it's on the stream, I can say what it is, but it's more for the YouTube channel. Because most of the comments on the YouTube channel are normally, what is that box thing? So it's more for the YouTube channel than the stream itself. Alright, I'm just turning off anything that involves internet, because my download is horrendous. And, does that mean no stream for 2 weeks? No, I can stream on my own channel. So I'm going to be streaming on my own channel, but the next Pixelogic stream lines up perfectly with my moving day. And then the weekend after that, I'm going to be going to an art event. So that's why I'm not going to be here on the Pixelogic channel for 2 weeks. But I will be on my own channel, so. Hey, Hillian, how you doing today? Okay, so let's get started. Whenever I do these, I always say, I don't know what the technical name or anatomical name for these parts of the body are. I got these now, so I can pretend like I know what it's called, but deep inside, you guys will all know that I actually have no clue. So, ears I actually find really fun, so I always look forward to doing ear demos. So I just got these 2 cylinders, that's all. I didn't see the point in doing that on the stream. Just 2 cylinders. And then you just take just gonna DynaMesh this a bit so I can get the back. Why am I doing this with a mouse? I have no idea. But I am, for some reason. I will fix that. Yeah. So that's all you need, really. Some kind of connection in the back. And that's about it. As, like, your base. So let's get my tablet, because top 10 out of 10 streamer doesn't have tablet. I need uni breaks in between exam studying. Oh, well, it's gonna happen, don't worry, Yone. I haven't been able to stream all week because of my internet, though, so. But Luke is away all this afternoon, so that means he won't be using the internet, which means I can stream. Because my upload isn't bad, but my download is horrendous. So if somebody's downloading something, or they're watching YouTube, or playing games or something, it just completely chokes up the stream, so. Sorry for the title, I fixed it, that's okay. How you doing today, Tamar? Hello, Mark. Hey, Bam Bam. Hey, Drab. How are you guys today? Okay, I got coffee. We're all good. But decaf coffee. It's not real coffee. Need to turn on my tablet. Oh, I don't have the cable. No! Holy moles. Alright, let's see how this goes. Setting up device, please don't. Okay. Okay, so ears. I'm just gonna DynaMesh this again. Smooth it out a bit. So all you really need to start, one of the easiest ways of getting like the hole in the ear is to make it out of two pieces. So you have the side of the head and then you add the ear onto that. And oop. Play build up. Keep doing that. I'm gonna bring these up. So I'm just gonna start by creating the concave. Like this. Kind of like this, so this is probably the easiest way to build up that kind of like deep concave in the ear, is to make it two separate pieces. I'm just gonna mask this out. How's the internet today? It's not the best. I can stream fine, but I can't exactly, if somebody else is using the internet, I'm pretty much screwed. So, it's good that Luke's not here today, so I can just get some work done without thinking the internet's broken. Alright, super simple ear shape. So, if we break down the ear into its kind of core landmarks that build up the ear, the things you need to include to begin with. If we just draw over this. So the key parts that you need to include, this is just for ears in general. We'll talk about doing stylized ears and like elf ears and orc ears. Like we're gonna go through some different designs. But the main piece you want, obviously, is, I don't know what that is. Excuse me? Can you not, please? Alright. Is this shape. So this is your kind of core shape that you need to put in. I know, in video, right? And then you have, this is kind of your outer shape. So this is your convex, and then in here is like your concave, right? Then you have this hole in here that you kind of have to build in. And then you have like the Y shape. That's next, right? These are like... that'll pop up with one ZBrush hotkey. Yeah, it's like Control Z. It's like Alt Z or something. How do you go away? Can you not? Just not do that. Oh, does that mean I'm gonna have it with like ZBrush as well? Oh my gosh. Yeah, somebody knows how to turn that off. Please tell me.
She does a lot of daydreaming, imagining herself as the extrovert that she is not. She goes over and over little events in her
Then you
life,
have this Y shape. So if we go...
her failures all over again.
Now this is the brand new InVideo OneDrab. I downloaded it 2 days ago. So this is kind of your shape number 1.
Sometimes young adolescents appear to
And then these two blend together. So it's always kind of hard to get the two to blend. But they do kind of connect. So you then end up having like kind of like your refinement, which is getting these two pieces to blend together. So yeah, you just got these kind of like 3 forms that you need to make sure is in the ear. If it's stylized or if it's realistic, regardless, like these need to be here. How you simplify those shapes can be up to you depending on the style that you're going for. So you can have like the ear, where you have the inner and the outer, and that's it. So you're kind of taking, and then the green and the yellow kind of blend together to be like a gradient. So if you want to do a really simple ear, that would be how you would stylize it. But those key landmarks are still there. They've just really simplified them down. So as long as you get these landmarks in, then you have an ear. Then it will always be recognized as an ear, pretty much. But ears come in so many different shapes and sizes, but they all have these landmarks, and that's what makes it recognizable. So if you get those in, then you're pretty much sorted for life, and that's what we're gonna do. So I keep doing that. Why? See if it does it. If I do this and then go. Now it's Control Z in ZBrush, so we're okay. Settings turn off. Yeah, maybe. But where in here? Keyboard shortcuts? No. I don't know. Alt Y? How can I? Yeah, I made up Control Y now. Alright, cool. Back, done. Exit. Alright, good. I just changed it to something that I don't think I ever use. So your helix comes up and around and in. Oh my god, it's chucking it down with rain now. I cursed it by saying I hope everybody's having a good sunny day today. And then I'm just gonna go to this one and then build up this little piece, which I don't know what it's called, but let's have a look. Tragus. There we go. We're gonna look at it. I'm gonna use actual names. So I'm gonna put the tragus here. I'm just going to mask out and rotate to be more in line with the ear. So there's our tragus. This is your earlobe. So right now I'm just putting in all the landmarks and kind of blocking those in. I'm just going to DynaMesh this again. So we're going to make this a Y shape. Gotta get... So the helix is kind of like, has a really deep concave. And then it kind of hoods over. Like that. And what's this called? The anti-helix. Oh man, it's like antimatter, or like the anti-hero. So we're gonna call this the anti-hero of the ear. That's now legit. So I hope that everyone calls it by its official scientific name, the anti-hero. Because that's what it's called. Just gonna rotate it a little bit. Hashtag legit. It's totes legit, you guys. Okay. Hey Stephen, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? Was waiting for the follow-up on the ears. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. We've only been going for 20 minutes, so... Control Y is redo in some programs. Are you serious? I did Control up and page up. Tamar's just making sure he never presses that ever again. And then from the back, what's this called? The concha. So all hail the magic conch. That's a super old one. Let's see if any kids remember that one. Just gonna build that in. So that's kind of like our basic ear shape, right? Just gonna go in and kind of mess with this a little bit, make it more of an organic shape. Because I liked what we did with the mouth, that we didn't make it a block, that we made it a bit more of a I guess more of like a head, like a jaw shape, which I really liked, so I want to kind of bring that back by making this a bit better. Okay. Ears. So some kind of weird mud pot, but... Okay. Make it a little bit smaller. DynaMesh it. Smooth it out. Alright, cool. Ear shape. Office, Microsoft use Control Y for redo. I've never used that shortcut, so...
I mean, I think that it makes us who we are, you know? It makes you very different from me.
Hey, Thunder Bunny, how you doing today? Hey, Noctural. Made it kind of in time. I think you made it in plenty of time. This is super easy. I mean, I can really quickly, for anybody who may have missed it, because I think I did this really fast, like 10 minutes or something. So this is kind of how it starts. You literally... Oh, I love the song. It feels kind of like, what is it? You know the intro to Paranoia Agent is what this sounds like. I think that's why I like it. But yeah, so you just start with a simple cylinder shape. We're building in the helix first, then the earlobe. We bring the helix inward, start to fill in the anti-hero of the ear, which is the anti-helix. I have to keep saying the names, otherwise I won't remember. And we blend in the anti-helix into the notch of the ear and just build up some of the forms. And that's pretty much it. Ears are super easy. They're a bit more difficult to retopo, but they're still super simple to like sculpt. I mean, you could pretty much just go, yeah, look, there's an ear now, and just refine it a little bit. You never did anything on your PC who didn't use Control Z and Y. I use Control Z, but not Control Y. The anti-hero, it's also, is it like the Han Solo of the ear? 10 out of 10, yes. Then save the ear and reuse it later. Pretty much. I mean, that's what I want to do is, what I'm really liking... I remember the helix and the counter-helix and nothing else. Anti-helix, helix, ear notch, earlobe, concha. Let's see if I can keep remembering that. Probably not. And that's it. Stream's over, guys. No, so what I'm going to talk about is we're going to refine this up a little bit. So this is kind of like our key form. If you look at it from far away, it looks like an ear. Everyone's down for it. They're like, yeah, cool, ship it. I'll give you some money for that now. So that's our ear. But now we're going to DynaMesh these two pieces together, refine the shapes a bit more, and then do what we did with the mouth, where, well, the mouth and the eye, where we then retopo it with just really quickly using ZRemesher. And to create, use that to create like a base mesh. So that's kind of like, it has all the key forms in it, there's no real detail, and then we can turn that into whatever we want, like loads of different styles. This is the biology class all of a sudden. I need to learn these names, because then I just go, the knobble part of the the Y shape. So I'm gonna save this. I have a misc folder. Call this ear demo. But yeah, I remember saying if we have time, then we will do the nose as well, because I'm not going to be here for a couple of weeks. But I like doing these practices. They're really good for me as well. Like, they're more for me at this point than anyone else, really. Let's go merge down. Okay, now we have these two pieces. Then we're going to DynaMesh them together. Bam. So now we can start reforming, oh my gosh. I'm gonna start reforming everything, you guys. Vote for me. No, we're gonna start refining all the shapes a little bit more. So I'm gonna look at once again, I like to look at sculptures because it takes away all of the color of the skin or the, like, I guess, like, the impurities that might distract me. Sometimes it takes away a lot of the really harsh lighting that I don't need to see. I mean, this is quite extreme, but I like looking at sculptures as well as photos. So I think sculptures kind of take away a lot of the unnecessary stuff, like the texture for me. I've said before, like, especially when doing faces, the texture can really change how the face looks. And often when you're sculpting and you're doing like a likeness sculpt and you don't know why it's not matching up, sometimes it's because you're working from color photographs. And a lot of just the, I guess, like the look of their skin, like any kind of redness or anything like that can really, and lighting can really make it look strange for a while when you're trying to sculpt it. For example, if you look at stuff like 3D scans of people's faces, when you see the color version versus the scanned version, they look like two completely different people. It's really strange. So working from sculptures is always really helpful for me. I'm not sure if it is for anybody else, but so I'm just gonna work building out the earlobe a little bit. Uni for Reform 2017. The anti-hero in here Reform. Reform that year. Oh my gosh. Do you have any recommendations for environment tutorials online? Do you want to do gaming environments, dare I? Or are you just talking about like painting, sculpting? What is it that you want in terms of environment? Like what kind of medium are you using? I'm guessing it's 3D because you're on the ZBrush channel. But what is it exactly that you want to know? And I know we're not really doing an anatomy class. I'm not like, I'm not the best at anatomy, so. Game focus. Okay, I think a really good place to go are, not necessarily for tutorials. Do you want to learn from scratch or do you know something already? Like, what's your experience so far? And is it just making assets or do you want it for, like, putting it in engine and stuff as well? ZBrush for game environment. Sorry for changing the subject. Alright, okay, so you want assets then. There's actually, I think Pavlovich has a really good one. Sorry, my internet's going to be chugging a bit. So on Pavlovich's Gumroad, he has a tutorial called High Res Game Res Process, where he works on a character and also like an environment asset. It's really good at breaking down how you're going to take something from ZBrush into a game res version. So I would definitely check that out. I just posted it in the chat for you. Gonna use a bit of dam standard in the creases. Try to push that a little bit more. Yeah, no problem. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, even if it's not related to what I'm doing directly, please do still ask. I am a general artist in the studio, so I do lots and lots of different things. Or also, we've got lots of different artists in general, just in the chat. So if you have any questions that something you're struggling with, or if you want us to take a look at something you're working on, I always like to encourage people to share what they're working on as well. So don't feel like you can't ask a question just because I'm sculpting an ear right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna get mask lasso. Do you salute a general artist? What do you mean salute? I don't know what you mean by salute, sorry. Maybe I need to look that up. Maybe it's just a word I don't know. Minor component in a solution. I don't think that's what you meant. I'm not sure what you mean, Thunder Bunny. I've been trying to create miniatures for a TT game I've been concepting. I'm kind of getting stuck on proportions and style and how to make a miniature without it being straight up 1-1 character. Any tips and places I can get good references? A good place actually is here. We do have a lot of 3D printing and miniature artists on the ZBrush channel. But I think I guess the best advice I can give you for minis is keep everything as simple as you can. Try to simplify as many of the forms as you can because it's going to be so tiny. You have to exaggerate a lot of things to get it to look good at that size and to make it really readable. So stuff like belt buckles, just make them straight up squares. You know, stuff like that. A lot of the detail people add in the paint job. Can I listen to this? It's on the outer tone thing, but it feels like it's a legit song. But I've never had an issue with listening to outer tone on Twitch, so fingers crossed. So that's the nodule. And then the anti-helix goes a bit further out. And then your helix is quite flat, so that's quite a flat shape. Salute a general. That's one of the things about Twitch Creative, you get a diverse range of artists. I agree. I think that's the thing that I really like, is that sometimes people who come to these like ZBrush streams, they don't even do art themselves. They just enjoy watching it. Like, you can get like a whole range of different people kind of hanging out here. that do lots of different things. You'll find like environment artists on character art streams and vice versa. Like I go to a lot of environment art streams as well, so it's kind of like you just find a large group of people hanging out in lots of different places. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab this. I'm gonna get move elastic. All that does is it just moves it a bit more than move. That's it. It's kind of like more of an extreme movement. Can this ear hear us? It can, so shush, don't say anything bad, Nick. Don't say anything bad about the ear. How you doing, Nick? How are you today? Okay. So I'm just going to work on building up these forms a little bit more. Kind of get the lobe in there. I don't feel like this form here is strong enough, so I'm just gonna break that in a little bit more. Is my favorite kitty? I think he's sleeping in the sun somewhere. I actually have the door open, so he will be in here at some point when he gets bored. But mostly during the day, he just kind of sleeps and does his own thing. So your lobe kind of connects right below this nodule. It depends on the ear, but... And then the nodule and the whatever this is. We already figured this out, but let's find out again. Tragus. Oh yeah, tragus piercings. Lol. I need to remember that. Tragus piercings. Tragus. And then get damn standard. Just break into this a little bit more. And then I'm gonna retopo it. Just really quickly using ZRemesher. And then we'll have like some kind of ear that we can just use as a base. And then we can pick what kind of ears that we want to make. And we can talk more about what key forms. I'll do like a really stylized ear as well. I have some sketches, not sketches, but some designs that I just picked randomly where they're literally, they just draw a line. So we're going to work on how to really simplify the form, and then I've got some like crazy goblin ears and elf ears, and I really want to do an orc one. These look these look great. I am really hyped about that. So yeah, and then we're just going to do some fun different designs. Can you wiggle that ear? Let's have a look. Language. Oh my gosh, I know. Almost. Almost didn't happen though. I want it. Layers. Make a layer. No. Alright. Why isn't it recording? There we go. Now we can wiggle our ear. F, great. It's so great. Oh wow, it's a thing about ears. I was like, what are you posting, Dutch? I was like, this is suspicious. That's so suspicious. There's just this huge link suddenly that goes to a video. Not even like YouTube, just a video. I'm glad that you were trustworthy in the end though. Doo-doo. Just gonna put it back and then. Kind of starts to blend into the ear about this point, so that blends out. When suspicious links turn out to be super relevant. Okay. So what we have is we have our helix, earlobe, antihelix, and then the tragus here. So that's kind of like your core forms is you have the tragus, the helix, earlobe are kind of like your main ones, and then the antihelix is like your secondary. Okay, so this shape here is kind of your core form, and that's your secondary. And then you have some kind of ear thing. I think from the side this looks a bit wrong though, so I'm gonna see. I don't think I have any images from the front. Oh, here we go. So I'm just gonna move elastic again. There you go. Alright. It's a little bit lumpy in some places. So just going to use inflate to kind of build up the thickness a little bit. Hey Blindness, how you doing? Right. So let's save this as 2 because I'm gonna retopo it. Oops, don't even have Geo open. Modified topology. No, sorry, ZRemesher. Set the target to be quite low. Click ZRemesh, we'll see how it goes. How many years have you been using ZBrush? For about two and a half, maybe almost 3. Perfect. But I'm gonna do ZRemesh. So I'm pretty happy with that density. That gives me enough where I can kind of manipulate stuff quite easily, but I might go a little bit lower than that. So let's say like half of that. There you go, that's a bit better. And then I'm just going to divide it up a couple times and then project it. Huh, I wonder why it's projecting a bit funny. So I just have some kind of generic ear shape. I'm just going to move this one down. So that's going to be our base mesh for all the other ears we're going to do, and this is going to be the one that we're going to work up a little bit more. So this part of the anti-helix sticks out a bit more, so I'm just gonna pull that out. Maybe we could build stuff like just really quickly, put in some earrings and things as well. That would be fun. Yeah, I'm using 2 monitors. So I have you guys on one and then I work on the other. Just gonna flatten this off a little bit. The reference board is good. Oh, wait. 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 It's called Pure Ref. That's what the reference board is called. Alright. We're all good. I'm just gonna keep doing that throughout the stream. Just gonna indent this a little bit more. If you have some parts that you really have to like push in terms of like, oh, I really have to make a dent in there, and you don't want to affect everything else, masking is one of the best ways of kind of sorting it out. Can you do IMMs from that? Could do. Normally I just kind of junk it and then build it from scratch again. I guess it's like I could really help to speed up the workflow by having all this stuff kind of pre-built. Could just really easily just kind of mask it off and make it into an IMM, which I might do one day. But right now I just enjoy kind of sculpting them every time. But normally, yeah, you'd have like a big library of kind of stuff that you don't need to redo every time, and like having hand base meshes and everything pre-built, and you can just drag them in. There was once one creature concept artist that I saw, and he has like hands and feet, like lots and lots of different styles of like monster hands, human hands, everything, base meshes, fully sculpted ones. He has like a huge library of just everything he's created, all in an IMM, so he can just kind of quickly chuck stuff in. Ah, this is the one that always really kills me. Where is it? Let me delete it from this playlist. Go away. Remove. Just makes me feel tense. I just don't like it. Just gonna put in the concha. Yeah, tense. Like, it just feels like music you would play in a movie when something really suspicious is gonna happen. That's how it makes me feel. Past, present, or future. Get out of here. Get out. How dare you. So I'm just going to make this a bit of a squarer shape. Flatten off the helix a little bit more. Yeah, I always use ZRemesher. It's like one of my favorite tools ever. Okay, there's one. So there's our kind of like bog standard. This is a human ear. Kind of going on. And then we're going to do something fun with this one. So this is our kind of base mesh. Which one do you guys want to do? Do you want to do an elf ear or an orc one? Or they're all kind of like a similar silhouette, really. But what kind of one do you guys want to do? Sorry, yawn. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Orc ear, orc ear, orc ear, elf ear, orc, 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 rabbit, elf. Okay. Orc. Dragon. Get out of here. Alright. Make a bird ear. Okay, one sec. We'll do that for you. Birds don't really have ears, they just have holes in their head. There you go. Bird ear. Alright, we're gonna do an orc one. So we're gonna start with, there's like a couple of different ones. But I guess we can do this one. How do I flip you? I forgot how. I forgot how to flip you. What? You can do it. Ah, screw it, can't remember. Where can one find the mask back face option? It's in brush, I think samples? No, brush, auto masking, back face mask. Brush, auto masking, back face mask. Cauliflower ear. Oh, gross. Isn't that just, you just take it, you pretty much just go, okay. Let's do this. There you go. It's pretty much what it is. Your ear just kind of swells like, Cauliflower ear. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. Actually, I'll do it when it's low, higher subdiv. I wonder if I can do it with, one second. I'm gonna mask it off, but mostly they come at night. Just gonna mask the ear off. I think it's just the top for cauliflower ear. Oh, okay. Mask that. Okay. Orc ear. Let's go to the lowest subdiv. We're gonna grab move elastic. So now we just have this base mesh. So the ear kind of goes. So their helix. Looks like the back of their ear is quite large to stick to their head. So it's quite large at the back. They don't have much of a helix at the bottom, but the top one is really pronounced. So I'm gonna kind of mask this bottom part off and grab this. And then it looks like the end kind of twists away. So I'm just going to grab rotate. And kind of do this. Quite large earlobes as well. So the orc look is just all about like everything being quite large. So you got to kind of push everything to have larger forms. They look pretty close to the head as well. So I'll probably have to inflate this edge because it looks like it's going to be quite thin, but... And then she has cuts and stuff in her ear as well. Hey Danny, how you doing? Been watching your stream for a while now, but out of curiosity, when it comes to posed characters, do you tend to create them in a default T-pose and pose them, or do you create them already in a posed shape? Do you mean for ZBrush or for game res stuff? Because game res, you always have, you create your, normally in an A pose, because I don't like using T poses, I think they're too extreme. It's too much of an extreme position to put your character because it changes how the relaxed anatomy looks, which should be the default. They should really be put like in their default posture, not their default, not like an extreme A pose. Is my opinion. But huge ear. I might take this and scale this up a bit as well. Just to give it a little bit more something to grab onto. But yeah, for ZBrush, if I'm only going to be showing them in a pose, like it's just for rendering, then yeah, I'd probably sculpt. I'd do them in an A pose, pose them up with Transpose Master. I mean, it's like what I'm doing with Milo right now, really. Pose them up using Transpose Master. And then keep sculpting on them. But if it's for game res, then I do it in A pose, retopo them, rig them, and then pose them. So there's our basic orc ear shape. We've kind of screwed up a couple of things. But we still have all the same forms that we had before. So we have our helix, our earlobe. We've lost a little bit of the... Oh my god, what's it called? What's it called? Tragus, there you go. So we've lost a bit of the tragus, we have to build that back in. But the helix, the tragus, and the earlobe are still there. And then the anti-helix is still here as well. It's just really stretched out. but that form is still there, and that's what we want to keep, and that's what we want to kind of like accentuate and make sure that all of those kind of landmarks are still present while we're working on it. So you have to really bulk out the back. And her ear is quite stuck to the side of her head. So we'll have to retopo this because I've got like a tight piece of geometry that's going right through the middle. So it's like this big pole in the middle that's causing an issue. We have to build the tragus back in. So it looks like in the concept the tragus is much higher, so what I'm going to do is grab it and kind of shift this stuff up. Oops. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. DynaMeshed it. Gonna inflate this here a little bit more. Gonna make the earlobe a little bit thicker. Okay. These two just kind of blend together a little bit, is what they've done. Okay, so now I'm going to retopo it and come back into it. Just going to create those kind of slits in there before that she has. And then I'm going to add the earring in there as well. What's your favorite matte cap for sculpting? I like Zebro Brown. Probably Zebrown Clay. Yeah, I think it's Clay version 4. But yeah, there's like mud as well, but mostly I just use this one, or just like the standard basic material as well. It really depends. Yeah, ZBrush matte caps are probably some of my favorites. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, oop, I screwed this up. I'm gonna DynaMesh it. So this doesn't break anything. Hey Maria, how you doing? I'm just gonna fix some of these areas up. So because these ears are so big, they need like huge conches and huge amounts of cartilage to kind of keep them up, right? And the connections to the head are quite smooth, because they need a lot of support because the ears are so big, so. And we're going to build in the anti-helix a little bit more. Just like this big Y shape. And the nodule. Earlobe. I'm gonna give her quite a big earlobe. Just look at it against the other one. So here's our kind of like orcish looking ear. My light inspiration, my muse, good afternoon, woke up 2 hours ago from a very weird move, so this whole day I should be very weird. Oh, that's okay. Some days you just have those days. They're always fun though. Just adding a little bit of texture where the skin kind of stretches over, almost. Just so it's not just like a plain shape. Work on the connection a little bit more. Just gonna try and exaggerate the anti-helix just a little bit more so you can actually see it. It looks quite plain in there right now. I didn't shoot it down. I did not. Rude. Rude. Mr. Carrot, thank you. Besides creating the model of the character, do you animate it as well? No, I don't personally animate. I can, very simply. A lot of the animation that I do at work is all like GUI related, so it's just like 2D, 2D very simple squash and stretch stuff. I don't do anything like 3D characters. Alright, let's give her an earring, because I want to add a bit of the, a bit of connection of the, I guess the, does it go through both sides? It looks kind of like it should. So I'm just going to pull this back a bit. So we can have it going through both sides. Be kind of weird if it was just kind of stamped on. Oop, wrong one. Forget, always have to move down. So let's give her an earring. Shayleen doesn't talk as much as Unicorn Dev. I know, I'm just concentrating, I'm so sorry. But no one's asking questions, so I'm kind of just like blah 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 ears. I'm in the wrong thing. Deformation, size. It's just much faster. Transparent, move it over here. Boop. Let's add this in here. And just shove it in, there we go. That's how you do it. Just go boop. Why doesn't ZBrush automatically switch to the appended object? I don't know why it doesn't like switch to it straight away. I don't know. What? Earring. Might rotate it a bit more that way. Go through. Alright, cool. It just like shoves into the back of her head. Go. Ah, that'll do. No one sees that. Shush, 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 shush. Basically haven't left enough space at the back of the head for the earlobe to really have something like that, but it counts. It counts. Totes counts. Totally counts. We all see it. No one sees it. It's fine. How's Quixel going? It's not technically fixed, but I know what I have to do now. Basically, they changed the way that the gloss maps look. So if I switch Marmoset to have a linear gloss map rather than the RGB one, I think setting I had it set to, then it should match up. But it means that I have to change all the gloss maps in Quixel to look the same, basically. Oh no, stop. Ah. So yeah, I have to do a few edits and stuff in Quixel to get it to look how it did before. But yeah, it was to change the way that it looked in some other engine, but it meant that in Marmoset it didn't look the same anymore. Okay. So now I'm gonna kind of add a little bit of contact, just and all I'm doing is I'm just kind of scaling and then moving this kind of indent in to kind of look like it's sitting in, and then I'm going to go around . Saw some orcs with those earrings on the street. I used to have plugs, but my ears ripped, so I had to remove them. It's really painful. They're quite dangerous in that way, because you have a lot of blood vessels in your earlobes. So when they split, you're pretty much screwed. They just like will just bleed for ages. So that was really painful. Do not recommend. Gross. I think they only tore because I tried to go to one that was too large, too fast. So it was completely my fault. I think I tried to go from like a 6 to a 12 pretty much straight away. Ooh. Do you still have those holes in your ears? No, I didn't have them for very long. You can't even see that I had them pierced at all. I had my lip pierced, and that has never gone away. So I still have like a hole in my lip from that. I don't like this song either. So yeah, that never went away, but any other piercings, like, they always closed up, so you can't even tell. Jump from 2 to 0 was brutal. Yeah, people were just like, oh, if you like do it while you're in the shower, then you can like go much higher than you think you can. And I was like, oh yeah, let's do that. No, let's not do that. Don't do that, guys. But yeah. So I'm just gonna exaggerate the form of where her helix goes into her head, like that connection, I just want to exaggerate that. So these look like pretty bulky. And then I'm going to mask off this area. And I want to exaggerate the anti-hero a bit more as well. Just so that's more recognizable. Orkia. Kind of sounds like I'm going, oi, orc, over here. Orkia. That is far too fast. She likes them big. What's the poly count? Something ridiculous, probably like 2 million, but when you're doing sculptures, you don't ever think about poly count, ever. There's really no point. Unless you need, like, if you want to hit like 14 million and you're like, oh no, that's when my PC starts to crap itself, then that's when you need to care. But for game res stuff, you end up like retopoing this and it's not how it's gonna look in the game, but... I got my tongue pierced and I think my dad still thinks I'm gay. I've always wanted to do that, but my friend went to get her tongue... Let's just talk about piercings for a while. But my friend went to go and get her tongue pierced, and it took forever because she kept trying to put her tongue back in her mouth. So they had to have 2 people do it. One person to hold her tongue out and the other one to put the needle in. And that scarred me for life because I was like, oh my god, I don't want to go through that. That looks awful. That looks absolutely awful. That scarred me, but... I don't really wear earrings anymore because of my headphones. So because they're like normally on ear, it really hurts after a while to have headphones on because your earrings are like stabbing you in the head. So I used to have a lot of earrings as well, but I just don't wear them anymore for that reason. I grew out of the lip piercing thing. I thought I was cool. And then I realized that it looked kind of weird. They numb it? Nah, you shouldn't numb it though. Not just to say like, oh, you're a big wimp if you have it numbed, but it's more the fact that because you can't feel it, your body kind of goes into shock because it doesn't know what you've done to it. So when the pain starts coming in, it's kind of delayed. Like you're delaying the healing because your body doesn't know that you've hurt it, essentially. So I've been told by a lot of places like not to numb it because it can actually make it hurt a lot more after the fact than if you had just done it in the first place. And I had a friend where she had her nose numbed when she had that done, and it hurt so bad afterwards. She was just in so much pain. But when I had mine done, the actual piercing itself took no time at all, didn't hurt at all. And it healed really fast, but hers was just crazy. But yeah, you shouldn't really numb piercings. They're so fast, you should just do it. Just be like, just do it. But it's so tempting though, when they're like, do you want us to just freeze it? You're just like, oh, I want you to. But the thing is, when she got her nose done, they didn't even ask her if she wanted it frozen, they just did it, so. I want to give myself snake bites, but I just really like how they look. I used to be the same, Maria, and now I have 2 holes in my mouth that will never go away. But... Screw, stop sticking things in places. 3 lip piercings and I miss them every day. I don't miss mine anymore. I used to. When I first took it out, I used to put it in at night, so then I could wear it whenever I wanted. But now I'm just kind of like, nah, I don't miss those at all. Those are gone now, and I'm pretty happy. I do miss that I used to chew on it because it was just like a fidget thing, but that's about it. Can't wear earbuds. I have a Dath and a Rook piercing. Oh! Thing is, I want tragus piercings, I want scaffolding piercings, but they take so long to heal that I can't wear my headphones. Like, and I like my headphones. That's why I won't do them. Because I really, really, really want, like, tons of, like, rings and stuff. Like, I want all of that, but... Because I can't wear my headphones, I'm like, Because inner ear headphones hurt me. I don't like them. I still think about getting an eyebrow piercing from time to time. Eyebrow piercings are good, but I agree with Aspie. Lots of people I know who got them, they always rejected, and they just kind of push themselves out. So you can only, the same with like smiley piercings, you can only have them for so long before you have to take them out anyway. So I think they're good, but only if you want it for like 6 months to a year, because then eventually it'll start kind of like pushing itself out. Orc ear! Boo, 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 boo. Push the earlobe a little bit more. Yeah, I used to have a lot of piercings, but I took them all out as I got older. See, now that we're talking about piercings, let's add some more to this orc lady, shall we? Let's add some, like, rings and stuff. Never knew that about eyebrow piercings. It doesn't happen to everyone, but they're quite dangerous because you end up catching them a lot. And they can, because it's literally just a piece of skin. As you move around, it can reject. Because it's literally just, it's the same with, like, see, the thing is, Lena's had collarbone, she has, like, collar piercings here. Normally those reject as well, but hers haven't. So it really depends on the person, I think, or how you take care of it. But they are known to reject, so once you start feeling like it's pushing itself out, take it out, otherwise you end up with like a massive scar. What does Twitch Prime do? Twitch Prime is kind of like you link Twitch with your Amazon Prime account and you get loads of different buffs, you get loot boxes, sometimes you get games for free, and you can pick one subscription that you can have on any channel for free as well. It's just basically about linking the two together and you get a bunch of benefits because Twitch is partnered, well, I guess owned by Amazon now. Yeah, no, we can talk about that on my stream, but let's not talk about it here. Let's keep it fresh here. Okay, let's add some more piercings because why not? Aspie, please no. Do I have any rings in here? I know that you can insert a half ring. Yeah, ring. Nice. Let's put some earrings on her. Do, 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 do. For fun. Okay. These are my favorites. This is what I want so bad. I just want loads of these. flow into talking about tattoos. Oh, Cry, you're making me jealous. You know what? Just after this, I'm just gonna go to the local piercing shop and just be like, go. I've talked about it too much today. I need to do it. I mean, I kind of warped it a little bit to kind of do what I wanted it to do, but... I'm just gonna get everyone to go to the piercing shop after this. Only do it if you're a responsible adult. Now, I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow, so I shouldn't really go get a piercing because then they're gonna like smack it and stuff and that's gonna hurt so bad. Okay, so I just wanted to add like a little bit of contact here. So it looks kind of like the earring is kind of pushing on the cartilage a little bit. I'm just gonna flatten this off a bit. Pull it up. Get your hair pierced. Oh my god. Get it done the day after. Oh my gosh, you guys are the worst. My mum doesn't even let me draw on my arm. I'm primed now. Nice! Alright, Orkia. There's something going on. Let's add another ring. Why not? A big metal spike pierced through my hand at work. Oh my god, that sounds horrific. Hi Nick Rock, how you doing? It looks so easy what you're doing, and if I start doing it, it will stay a week on the air. The struggle is real. Yeah, Rebecca, it's pretty, once you know the key forms you have to sculpt in, it's pretty simple. It's just practice and repetition, really. It's quantity, like, I like to say, well, I guess it's like quantity leads to quality. The more you do, the faster and better you're gonna get at it. So if you just keep practicing it, I mean, I can't imagine, I've done an ear demo before for another channel, so it's kind of like I've done this quite a lot now. But then I'm still quite rusty when it comes to doing like the entire head. So I want to practice more on just doing faces in general rather than just pieces. Okay. Mio had a tweet with that. Yeah, that's when I started kind of talking. I think it was only like, it was quite an unpopular opinion, but most of the people who I admire and I listen to all said the same thing, pretty much. Quantity leads to quality. So it's just about putting the hours in and not just on one thing. All right, let's see how this went. So save it first before I scrub through. So we still have all of the same key forms that are in this ear. We have the helix, earlobe, the tragus, and the antihelix. All of that is still in there. It's just done in a slightly different way. We've basically, the main thing is we've taken the helix and antihelix and we've stretched them upwards. We've had to stretch the antihelix to be a little bit higher so it can support the weight of the ear now that it's a lot larger. And we've had to make the concha a lot bigger. There's still quite a lot like in the back that I need to fix. Whoa! Holy molies, look at that. There's still a lot like in the back that I have to kind of flatten up and clean up, but everything just went to the extreme right now. But yeah, all of that is still there. I'm just gonna go to the beginning of it so we can kind of see. Where it went, so this is the main ear. So yeah, so we have our basic mesh of the ear here, which we made. And we took our base mesh of the ear and we basically just stretched it up. And then just kind of adjusted a lot of the key forms. So the main thing was that the helix was a lot bigger. And then we just worked into kind of like re-accentuating the main key forms of the ear and kind of bringing all of that in. And the connections with the head. But it's all the same stuff. So what time is it? How long do we have? We have about another hour 10. So we can do... We'll do a really stylized one. So like one like these. And then we'll go back to doing like something a bit gnarlier. So, because the stylized one needs to be done a bit more from scratch, so... But yeah, that's pretty much just ears. They're so easy. They're a lot simpler than they look. Quantity over quality for portfolio work. Yeah, but I mean for learning. When it comes to learning, it should be quantity leads to quality, and then quality over quantity in your portfolio. I don't want to listen to crying. Goodbye. It's like, thanks song for ruining the entire evening. Appreciated. Cheers. 10 out of 10. Dorian's here. What are you doing?
She does a lot of daydreaming.
Where'd you go?
Herself as the
there you are.
extrovert that she is not. She goes over and over little events in her life, reliving her successes and suffering through her failures all over again.
Hey, cat. I have a technical question. Does ZBrush have smoothing groups or something like that? Do you mean like in Max and Maya? Where you set an edge to hard? Or you set like one UV island? Thanks. 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 Thanks.
Sometimes young adolescents
Thank you.
appear to enjoy utter uselessness. Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Madeline Scott Spencer. Let's look this up. Ah, sweet! Bookmarking. Oh, thanks for that. Appreciated. I now have a new artist to check out. Alright, so let's do a stylized one. Goodbye, Dorian. He's gonna go sit in the window now. Do.
Talk about another kind of world.
Not a world of words, but of things that you cannot express. It's strange how some printed words can evoke emotion.
Just gonna group by normal. Hey Chicken Hawk, how you doing? do. Okay, there's my base. And then we're gonna start from scratch. So we're gonna grab another cylinder. Create it quite thick. Grab the ZModeler brush. And then we're gonna go for we do it by polygroup. Boop. And extrude by polygroup. No. There you go. Ear shape. Do about there. And then we're just gonna make another cylinder. So this is like really simple. If you want it to be the simplest ear ever kind of shape. So that's going for this one, right? We're gonna go for this this redhead girl here. So we're gonna add in the helix. This is the tragus. Who are the artists of those two styles? Oh man, I'm supposed to write it down. I don't know. They're on my Pinterest though.
No one is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Everything is perfect.
Don't really have to crease that, but... gotta move again. Okay. And then we're gonna merge it down. Dorian scratch in my chair. Merge down. And then I'm just going to DynaMesh the two together. Okay, rotate it outward. And then we're just gonna grab the back again.
You also should embrace flaws. I mean, I think that it makes us who we are. You know? It makes you very different from me. Maybe that's one of the problems of the world. We're always trying to make each other be like us.
It's alright, I can fix that. Move that over here. Ear. Oop, wrong thing. Mask this off. And it's all the same stuff, but the anti-helix we're just gonna make really simple. So just a C curve. And then we're gonna grab this one up here and we're gonna merge them both together. Hey, I'm Print, how you doing? And you just kind of want to blend this out. So the key to having a really nice, clean looking stylized mesh is having a really clean low poly. So I'm going to be retopologizing this and then projecting it back on again to make sure we get something nice and clean. Playing around with Hexels while watching a stream. Ooh, what do you think of it? Hexels looks like a lot of fun. Chihuahua, Hexels is basically like a pixel art software that Marmoset made. It's really cool. I really like it. I like the look of it and I like what people make, but I've never used it. Is what I mean by I really like it. Going to inflate this a little bit. So there's a really simple stylized ear. You normally want like cleaner forms than this, but I think that if you want to see how to do some really good stylized stuff, definitely check out like Matt Thrope, Shane Olsen, Danny Mac. They're all on the ZBrush channel. So if you give the ZBrush channel a follow, they'll be able to show you how to do this stuff much better than I can. Because they have like really good fast ways of getting stuff like stylized ears and hands and all that stuff in there. They inspire me a lot to want to try and do something a bit more stylized than I normally do. So pretty jazzed to have them on the channel. So I'm just going to build this up a little bit more. There you go. Ear. Let's duplicate it. Let's ZRemesh it as well. See what this is like. Maybe buy yourself some courses. I tend to go to Udemy. Udemy, it depends what kind of courses you're talking about. Let me just click and find out. I have some experience playing around with Blender, but I don't know how to split my focus between modeling, texturing, and so forth, and things like color theory and more 2D fundamentals. Yeah, I would try, if you just want general, like, 3D tutorials, you can get them. Like, Udemy, I think, is a bit of a hit and miss, because anybody can pretty much make a Udemy. I've bought a few on there where they weren't that great, and I was like, I just wasted £10 on this. Gumroad is a really good one if there's a lot of people that you already know that you like their stuff. Often, people who've been in the industry for years and years normally have a Gumroad, so I would check those out, see if you can find any. But for me, Plural Site is a really good one. I find that they have very large, very structured courses for lots of different people at different stages of their learning. So I really like Plural Site for something like that. Okay, so all I did there was I just took my high poly and projected it onto a lower res mesh. And now I have something a bit cleaner looking. So I'm gonna delete this one. Oh man, I did it the wrong rotation. Ah! Okay, oops. When you find out you messed up. Just go into deformation and just kind of resize it a bit. Look at this cute little ear next to these two. Adorable. All right, how long do we have? We have about 50 minutes. We can do some more. How come so many ZBrush artists only use what brushes are available to them? I mean, it's easy to make your own in ZBrush. I guess it's the same as when people say the brush doesn't make the artist. You can make your own, you can do lots of different stuff. But I don't know, I just find that standard clay buildup, damn standard pinch, high polish is pretty much all that I need, really. If I use any extra brushes, it's normally because, plural site, sorry, I might have spelled it wrong, oops. If I need like a special IMM, then fair enough, but a lot of the time if I need like a certain type of mesh in here, like when people say, oh, get like a bullet IMM, I often just model that stuff myself and just bring it in. I don't need somebody else's IMM to do that for me. So yeah, I can make my own brushes, I can do my own thing, but often, the only thing that I make that's custom is alphas. So I use alphas on stuff. I haven't in any recent projects, but the only thing that I make custom, even materials, I just make alphas. Really. I like this one a lot. Thanks for answering. Yeah, no problem. I think that might be the case for most people, maybe. I obviously can't speak for everyone, but normally you make a brush to make a process faster for yourself. So for example, like Shane, I need to make one for myself as well because I've been thinking about it for a while. But Shane has a primitives brush, which is just an IMM that has primitive shapes that he's built in other modeling software and brought in. Which I've been meaning to do for a while and just have never gotten around to. But yeah, normally you just do it to make it faster for yourself. The only other brushes I use that aren't standard. Oh, I know which ones. I have stuff like eyelash brushes that I don't really use that often. Hair. So I have an IMM hairbrush that I use for hair cards. Orb cracks is probably the only one that I use all the time because I just like the effect. But orb cracks is pretty much mostly just a custom alpha, really. So you can do a lot with a brush just by changing the alpha to it. But yeah, I like the orb cracks one. It's much better when you kind of crank the intensity up and make it quite small. But yeah. Yeah, ZBrush has such a huge library of brushes as well though. Like, if you were to crack into here and like mess with a bunch of stuff, like this palette here is only a small selection of what they actually have. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here that no one really like cracks into unless you're like, okay, let's just check this out. Like, they have stitches and stuff that normally people go, oh no, where am I gonna get a stitches brush? And it's already pretty much included. Oh no, have I locked my pen somehow? I feel like I have. How do you change your brush size? I hit S and drag. Ah! Nah, I press the brackets. You know, the square brackets, I don't know what they're called, but it's the same as in Photoshop. Although S and drag looks much faster, but yeah, I just hold down this, the brackets. Ooh. Current song, it is World Peace by Moldavite. Which I realized that with my accent, a lot of people don't know what I'm saying. Moldavite. And just to bring that up again, this reference box, it's called Pure Ref. I'm just gonna keep doing this throughout the stream today. There we go. Yep. Alright, cool. We're good. I kind of want to do this one. It looks really fun to do one that goes kind of off to the side. As all of these point upwards. Kind of want to do... What is he? He's not an orc, is he? It's like a goblin character. I think this was a green goblin sculpt. I remember it because it was amazing. You can look up like goblin is. It is Lord of the Rings, but I'm not sure which character it is. He's like, oh, let's do this one. All right, one minute. Oh, it still goes upwards, but it's so cool. 1 minute, you guys, look. Look how cool this guy is. He's amazing. He's beautiful. He's like a vampire. That's so cool. But yeah, you can still see here that they have the helix. This is the tragus. Earlobe's kind of gone, so they've decided, oh, we don't need the earlobe. But here, they still have the, what do you call it, anti-helix. So anti-helix is still here. Still has all the key forms of an ear, but they've just exaggerated it to what they want. What software do you use for the ref pics? It's called Pure Ref. It's called Pure Ref, my friend. It's like Dobby ears. There's all kinds of different ones. They're kind of fun. I want to do ones that don't point upwards though. Just to increase the challenge, seeing how we have like 40 minutes left. I want to do droopy ears. When will ZBrush 5 be ready? I heard from Tamar it will be ready when it's ready, is what he said last time. Which makes me laugh. But I'm pretty sure it's R8 that's coming out next, not 5. Ooh, there's a picture here of like all the different World of Warcraft ones, so let's just look at these. It's great quality, by the way. Let's just try and do something like this. Let's just use that as our base. Don't need to see much detail. Okay, let's work on this one. I was doing a PSD to unify images to see it on pure ref. What a dumb. No! All you have to do is just copy and paste into it. That's what I like about it, is you just copy and paste. Alright. Let's do a droopy ear. I'm gonna grab Move Elastic. We'll actually rotate this back a bit. What's going to be the new 4R8? I know that there's a gizmo. I don't know straight off the top of my head, but they do have it on the ZBrush website saying exactly what's going to be in it. So you can always check it out there. Plus there's like the announcement videos and stuff on their YouTube channel as well, where they demonstrate a lot of the new stuff, which is really cool. I'm mostly excited for stuff like the new gizmo and the fact that you can do, I think it's, is it vector alphas? So you can basically like do a sculpture like this, bake it out into a vector alpha and then just drag it onto any mesh, which just blows my mind. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I would definitely, that is something that I'm really interested in, because I could just sculpt ears like this, put them on something flat, and just drag them onto any model and be like, done. That just looks really fun, so if I was like held up for time. Droopy ear. I'll put the tragus back in. So like the orc ear, that's going to have quite a strong connection to the head to kind of keep it up. And we've got some really tight edges going from where we had like the helix, so I'm just gonna try and like inflate that a bit to help that edge because it got really thin. And then we still need to stick in the anti-helix as well. Just going to go up to about here, but then we're going to thin it off because this is quite a flappy piece of the ear because how it folds over, meaning there probably isn't much support going that high up. Gonna thicken off the earlobe a little bit more. Okay, we have half an hour left. Just play around. Is anybody else doing any sculpting at all? Do you want to post shots in the chat? I would love to see them. What tablet am I using? I'm using the Intuos 5. I don't know what the current price is for it because I don't think it's available anymore. I think they just have the Intuos Pros now. So this one I'm just going to rotate out this way just so it's more interesting to look at from the front. What's Pixelogic's Discord? I don't know what the channel's Discord is, but I have my own. Bye, Blindness. Thank you so much for coming. If anybody's working on anything or has any questions, or if you asked a question earlier and I never answered, please feel free to post it again. Don't ever feel like you're spamming questions, because often I just miss them. So post them as many times as you need to. And I'm gonna sneeze. And yawn. Oh my gosh. think this one will have to be shown like this because of how it sits on the head. Do, 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 do. All right. Just doing a quick DynaMesh on it. Working on some orcs at the moment. I'm definitely going to change the ears now. Oh, nice! Do you have like a screenshot of them? I'd love to see. I'm not really like into fantasy as like a genre, like watching it or reading it, but I really like, I guess like really like working on fantasy characters, like I guess medieval fantasy. Like I love looking at them and I love looking at the designs, but I won't really watch the shows or want to read the books or anything like that. Even though I don't think I've ever made like a full fantasy character. But a lot of my inspiration boards are like full of them. So I find that kind of strange. Okay, so I'm gonna work on the earlobe a bit and make it a bit more droopy. Give them hats. Problem solved. Oh my gosh. Hey Froyston, how you doing? Oh, that's cool. It crashes my stream because it takes too long to load, but because my internet's terrible. Yeah, I guess that's what you're missing is what I'm talking about, is the key landmarks of the ear. If we just grab it. So you have your helix in here, kind of. Let's use red pen. It's a classic red pen. You have your helix in here, and you're kind of started it in. And you've added in the tragus a little bit, but then you don't, the structure of the inner ear, that's normally where you would have the anti-helix, isn't there. And then your earlobe connects pretty much right next to the tragus, whereas normally it connects a bit lower down. So yeah, I think you're just missing like the key forms of an ear, and they look kind of thin. And then the back here as well, if you just go to... so the connection at the back looks kind of lumpy. It's normally a lot clearer. So you have the concha here, and then it goes into the ear. So... But I think it looks cool. I love doing busts, just like mini busts of characters is really fun. I'm leaving the program 3 to 5 days, 3 nights. See you after 5 days. Bye Maria, have a fun time. Thank you so much for coming. What's your favorite type of fantasy or character species? Oh, probably monsters. Definitely monsters. Stuff like rock trolls or like, you know, really, really, really creepy, you know, when people do really dark mermaids and they're just like, look like they're gonna slash you apart. Those are great. And they give them like giant teeth and stuff. That's awesome. I guess like I like all the really creepy monsters. That's what I like. I like the really creepy monsters. And that's, elves and all dwarfs are all cool, I guess, but the monsters are where it's at, and that's the cool part. But I do just like armor. I think it's more like fantasy armor designs are really cool. Don't think I've been on one of your Pixelogic streams yet, so this is new. Welcome. It's really helpful. I'm going to show my results to you next time. I would love to. I would love to see it. Just pull a Van Gogh ear, problem solved. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, solution. Bloodborne does have awesome monsters. I love all of them. All the Dark Souls monsters are amazing. There's one of my favorites is definitely, oh, what's it called? They've got like that giant skeleton, like the king, and he's like in the cave, and he's got like loads of rings on him, and he's got loads of other skeletons around, and he's like rah, rah, rah. That kind of stuff's cool. And then they've got the guy that's covered in like loads of cloth, and I think he's in the DLC, and he's got like the giant pot that he tries to kill you with. Brah, that's amazing. I just love monsters. I don't sculpt monsters, but I love them. I'm so in love with them. Have you played The Witcher 3 or Dark Souls 3? Yes, both. I didn't get very far in Dark Souls because, I don't know. Dark Souls is one of those ones where I felt like the boss fights, can I have a game of just boss fights? That's all I want. I just want to fight the bosses. I don't want to do everything else. Because the in-between the boss fight part is really boring if you don't play with people. The Witcher 3, I absolutely love all of it. I adore it. It's one of my favorite games ever. But yeah, Dark Souls, I find, this is gonna trigger maybe a bunch of people, but Dark Souls I find is really boring unless you're fighting the bosses, which I really like. Everything else is just kind of like wandering. It's kind of like meandering around, like, oh my gosh, where am I? Where do I go? But I love the lore. I'll watch a lot of videos of people explaining the lore of Dark Souls, and I really like that. And that's why I wanted to play it, because I was like, oh my god, I'm listening to all these videos about how in-depth the lore for Dark Souls is. I want to play it. And then I played it, and I was like, no, okay, never mind. The Witcher Netflix series is coming soon. I'm interested, because the writer for The Witcher didn't like the games. So I'm interested to see, with him kind of like overseeing, I guess, the series, what it's gonna be. Because I really like the books. I love the series, but the writer didn't like the game. So I'm kind of like, how is the TV series gonna go when the writer didn't like it? like the original adaptation. And a lot of the fan base are gonna come from that adaptation. So I wonder how that's gonna go. But I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't do Geralt's story, because the world is so massive. There's so many different stories you could tell. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't just do Geralt's again. Even though I love him so much, it'd be more interesting to find out about everyone else in a way. Because I feel like I've read the books, I've watched, a lot of people know the story of the game. It would be cool to find out a little bit more about everything else, I guess. Triggered. The way that Dark Souls does its storytelling is simply amazing. Yeah, you have to find it, I guess. But I like all the videos of people explaining it, because I can't be bothered to go and look for it. Did you guys know there's already a movie? There's a movie of The Witcher? I bet it's bad if nobody knows about it. But there's a winky face, so it makes me think maybe there isn't a movie. It's really bad. I knew it. If nobody knows about it, it's terrible. It's not terrible enough where it's a joke, but it's terrible enough when nobody talks about it. I knew it would be bad. It's an ear. The lore is so depressing it makes you want to cry. Yeah, it pretty much is. I have a problem right now. I have to resize HP in Maya to LP, but it crashes every time. Do you have the latest patch? I wouldn't really know other than to contact people, like contact Maya about it, Cloud. I'm sorry. I've never had that issue. Haven't finished watching the Eye one, and it looks like I have another great one to watch. Hey, Grady! Welcome! Oh, do you mean the Eye demo? I do pretty much just cover how to do it, and then that's it. Like, the first part of it probably is enough. The rest is just goofing off, just doing it a few more times. But ears! We've got more ears done than we have anything else. Yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Okay, so I'm gonna flatten this off a bit. So this one, I've pretty much spread the concha like all the way up the ear to be able to kind of like support it. So this all the way up here is the concha, which on our normal ear is this little piece here. It just supports the back. I'm just gonna add a little bit of kind of a notch on the top of his ear as well. Just like, boop. Does anyone else like add sounds to what they're doing? Like, oh, this is like a whoop shape. I don't know if it's just me. Might just be me. Oops. Do, 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 do. Trying to make it look like it kind of connects up a little bit more. Do the same, just add some kind of like ear wrinkles a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Add some ear wrinkles. Netflix is making a series of the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Looks like something. Oh, I love Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal's like one of my favorite movies. It's so good. I saw the trailer for that and it looked amazing. I do watch a lot of documentaries about like how they make. I think they did one on how they made Labyrinth as well, and that was really good. Really enjoyed that one. All that stuff is normally like so good. Oop, green brush. No, no. I really like watching stuff like that. It's really fun. Okay. Lots of different ears. I kind of want to move this one to be like here. And then move this one to be here. Move it to be ear. Ah, ha, ha, ha. No. Stop. I probably wouldn't have caught any of this one live except for the fact that my son had a solo competition this morning and I was up waiting for him to get home. How did that go? Tell us about his solo competition, like in music? But yeah, Grady, we also have the eye tutorial, then I put up, no, not eye, sorry. ZBrush just put up the, oh, which one did we do after that? Mouths. So the lip tutorial is also on there. So after the nose, we'll have like a full set. And when I get better at doing hands, maybe we'll do like a hands one as well. But I want to practice that a little bit more so I can get faster at it first because I'm quite slow at it. Because I saw, oh my god, let me see if it, was it on my Instagram? I saw a really cute hand sculpt somebody did. And I really want to try it. I'll see if I have... Oh, here it is. Yeah. Let's make, Ooh. How cute is that? Am I right? I know it's really blurry, but there we go. How cute is that? I want to try. So I want to try and practice hands because those are adorable and they like super inspired me because they look great. So, are you working at Blizzard? No. Hot damn. He plays the tuba. Oh my god, that's amazing. People who can play instruments are just amazing to me. Solo tuba. Baby hands, those look awesome. I know, right? Don't you just want to see them moving? That's so good. I love it. What's the difference between baby hands and fat hands? So I guess if you're an adult, basically the difference would be, babies normally, their features are so smooth, you can't really see anything. Especially like with faces and stuff as well. They don't have a lot of form to their face. Whereas if you're older and you have more weight, it's more that you're gonna see lots of wrinkles and folds and lots of, I guess more tension. Whereas baby hands, because they're so small and also chubby, you're not going to see a lot of form in their hands. They're just going to be really soft. But yeah, I don't know. This just says chubby hands. It's not baby hands. Yeah, it says chubby hands. So they have more definition like in the knuckles and everything like that. Whereas with children, you normally leave it quite simple. Tuba's almost as big as he is. Oh my god, that's so cute. I love it. Oh, Primvert just oh, this was like an hour ago. But Primvert posted up a picture of their cat watching the stream. How cool is that? That cat's looking at the stream. It's adorable. I love it. I love it when people show me stuff like that. It makes me laugh. That was a joke, but your answer was very informative. Gotcha. You need to put a kappa at the end of it. That's Twitch. Let's give him a spike in his ear. That's what you're supposed to do. Should we? We have a cone. But I might just insert a sphere. Just be like, boop. Everyone gets earrings. Everyone. Let's make it go through his ear. We can just be like, boop. No one understands him, Mom. You missed my message? Ooh. Can you do quick feedback on my recent model? Yes, show me. Show me. I can. Bye, Grady. Thank you so much for coming. Do. Okay. I guess the thing for me is... Oh, I opened Marmoset. No. It doesn't feel like... I'm not sure what's going on if he's got something under his stomach, but I feel like this would be sitting, the weight would be sitting is kind of like his flab would be hitting the floor. It kind of feels weightless at the moment because it's floating so high up. So when you do wrinkles or I guess like fat folds, you got to think that there's gravity there. So you're going to see quite a flat shape this way. But then once it gets... I guess like lower down and gravity kind of hits it, a lot of the weight is going to be at the bottom of the fold, whereas yours it seems to be like they're kind of floating like this, so you kind of want it more to be like they're sitting on top of each other. The same with like his chest, they're kind of floating, so you want the weight of this to be kind of more like this. I like his hand. His hand is nice. And then like with his butt, you really want to see some contact with the floor. But, and then places like the knees are normally quite thin. And then the fat kind of comes out from them. So I think it's more just some studies. Find some reference. I would make his fingers a bit fatter because they feel kind of like a normal person's hand. It doesn't feel like it fits with the rest of his body. But yeah, maybe just some more references and stuff, but I think it looks cool so far. How about the hooves? The hooves probably need to be a lot flatter because they're quite bulgy at the moment. But I think you just need to do some research like on the connection of how he blends from human to, I guess it's bull or goat, or I'm not sure what the lower half is. But you need to do some research on how that anatomy is going to blend together. Playing an instrument as a kid really helped me freak my parents out. Because of bureaucracy stuff, I need to take another gap year before going to university. Should I get a tablet and start learning how to sculpt, or do you think it's possible to find an internship? I have no idea, Evil Emperor, I'm sorry. I guess it would be, where do you think that your time would be most valuable? Would your time kind of be valued more so if you were to get an internship? Do you think that would benefit you the most? Is that something that you want to do? Or do you really want to learn how to sculpt? I think that's like, it's more about where you place your value in what you want to do, rather than what I say you should do. Because it depends on the internship and stuff as well. Oh, and do you think it's possible to find an internship? I think it is possible. It depends what you're looking for and what kind of area you live in, if it's possible to find something like an internship around your area. So for example, like if I wanted to do games, finding an internship where I was living up north was just not gonna happen because the industry just wasn't there. Yeah, it's definitely possible because other people have gotten internships before, but it depends on what, really. But yeah, if you think getting a tablet and learning ZBrush is beneficial for you, then go for it. Go for it! If it's something you want to do, then investing the time is definitely worth it. While you have the gap year available. Okay! Let's just quickly put a little bit of poly paint on some stuff. Ears. So this is what we did today. Did some fantasy ones, a human one, a stylized one. Do you take interns, young people who want to become unicorns? Ah, maybe. Maybe one day. So yeah. Ear demo. I hope some people found it helpful. I think just once again, like lips and the eyes one, there are key landmarks that are in the ear that you have to always carry over pretty much. And as long as you understand those, you're pretty much set. Like, they're quite simple in terms of anatomy. So as long as you have the helix, the tragus, earlobe, and the antihelix, you're pretty much set in any way. Stylization is the same as, it's just simplifying realism, really. So that's why we have like this really uber simple one. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you enjoyed what you saw today and you want to see more awesome ZBrush stuff, make sure to follow the ZBrush channel. If you've never seen ZBrush before and you really want to give it a go, if you scroll down into the info section, you can download ZBrush as a free trial. Or we have Sculptress, ZBrush Core, and ZBrush all available for you to get. Next, we have... Pierre is next for Sci-Fi Characters in ZBrush on Sunday at 8 AM PDT. So if you want to tune into that, once again, make sure that you follow the channel. If you want to see any VODs or any helpful stuff on ZBrush or just cool stuff to have anything to do with Pixelogic, make sure you follow their YouTube as well, which is on the Pixelogic channel. I'm going to go and take a really quick break and get some food, but I am going to be streaming on my own channel in about 20 minutes. So if you want to hang out with me some more, where I'm going to be working on my own project, make sure that you follow Unicorn Dev on Twitch. Here's me. Uni Dev. So if you just click on my name in the chat, there is a follow button there so you can find out when I go live. Under the same name, you can get me on Twitter and Instagram, which is Unicorn Dev Games. And you can find my stuff on ArtStation under Shayleen Hulbert. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks, so the next stream you will see me do is on the 10th of June, which we can work on Milo or do another demo. So thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll see you then. Okay, bye!